My next guest says either candidate could go off the rails, but the pressure is on Harris to deliver. Joining me now is Larry Sabato, director of the Center for Politics at the University of Virginia. Larry, welcome. And to Eamon's point, inflation is a biggie. I mean, policy-wise, we're not expected to get any surprises tonight, are we?
No, you don't have time to get into the details of the new policy proposal. A candidate who tries to do that is going to be disappointed and probably punished by the audience that will move to the popcorn maker. I would say reproductive rights is pretty much the equal of inflation in the economy. One for each side. Yes, both candidates have something to say on both of those issues. But in terms of the balance of the debate, I would expect the power, the emotion, those two issues to be in balance.
And the border has to be a tie for first or second, maybe a close third?
Oh, it'll be there, and the usual inflammatory statements will be made. I don't know that people are going to hear a whole lot new, unless they have never tuned in and they don't pay attention to the news. That's certainly possible for some, but they're the least likely Americans to vote. So it'll be a potpourri. It'll be a potpourri, believe me.
You know, plenty of people were dismissive of the Biden-Trump debate, the first one, the only one, back in, I guess, was it July now, saying how much does it really move? June, saying it doesn't really move the needle. Well, it certainly did. I mean, Biden is out of the race. And so emotively speaking alone, I mean, are people even listening, you think, to be persuaded by one policy proposal or the other? Or is it whichever candidate has the most charisma, for lack of a better word?
Well, I think at this point, given how polarized we are and how people feel about Donald Trump, pro and con, the vast majority of voters know for whom they're going to vote. Now, a certain percentage don't know whether they care enough to turn out. That's where a debate can make a difference. Just to put a number on it, because I'm a numbers guy, there have been 37 presidential televised general election debates since the first four in 1960 between Kennedy and Nixon. I went through them pretty carefully, and I could only count, and you can debate this, but I could only count 7, 8, or 9 that actually had a lasting effect sufficient to push the vote one way or the other by a point or two, maybe more in some cases. So the odds are, since 3/4 of them don't do that, that this debate will be in that category. But who would ever have believed for the first time ever that an incumbent president would be pushed out of the race because of a debate?
100%. And I think that should lend enough curiosity for people to tune in regardless. You say there's more pressure on Harris, and I wonder why you think that is, and also why she hasn't appeared to get this post-convention bounce that, granted, has faded over the years, but is normally still there. And at least according to, as we talk about the numbers, the data I saw the other day suggests she hasn't experienced one.
She hasn't experienced one, but neither did Trump. The truth is that the convention bounce in a polarized era like we're in America pretty much eliminates that bounce on both sides because people are locked in, even if they don't know much about a candidate. They're locked in on the letter. The letters R and D are the two most powerful letters in the English language. She got her bounce before the convention. So I don't think that matters much. I think what matters tonight is that she communicates more than people know about her, substantively and personally. And she has to respond to Donald Trump's attacks. She has to appear tough, but fair.
Yeah.
And this is a big agenda for someone who's never been in a presidential debate before. Trump has had 7 of them.